Good day, and welcome back to the Flying Doctor channel, where it is currently 2:20 a.m. and I am waiting to board my flight from São Paulo, Brazil to Lima, Peru. So sit back, relax, and get ready for another flight review. Today's journey began more than 24 hours ago when I took a short hop from Washington to JFK before boarding a flight to Brazil. While my time in Brazil was short, I did have the opportunity to try some of the local cuisines. Before boarding another international flight, I'll check out the lounge for a midnight snack. Located airside in Terminal 3 above the duty-free shopping is Espaco Banco Safra. I used my priority pass for access tonight and was pleasantly surprised with the space. At this time, there was no one staffed at the bar area, but wines were available. There were multiple seating areas, each with a different style of chair. One thing you won't find enough of are power ports or USB plugs. During my stay, I was unable to locate a single USB port in this lounge to charge devices. As an unprepared foreign traveler who forgot his international power adapter, this was a disappointment. The food arrangement was laid out nicely, with the bulk of the options placed on an island, a good method to prevent hungry passengers from queuing up in lines. If you visit Brazil, definitely sample some brigadeiros, which I would describe as fudge-like donut holes with an emphasis on the fudge. There is a deli fridge with a selection of cold beverages, as well as some heavier foods to fill up on. Walking around the corner and down the walkway is another coffee and tea station, as well as the bathroom and shower facilities. Compared to the Centurion Lounge located opposite this facility, the bathrooms inside Espaco Banco Safra are cleaner, more modern, and have a higher quality aesthetic. I did not utilize the shower facility here, so I can't comment on how they compare to the Centurion Lounge. With 15 minutes until boarding, I decided to get up and take another walk around the terminal before finding my seat on the aircraft. Tonight's aircraft is an Airbus A320 that will take us out of Brazil over the Andes and into Lima, Peru. The flight covered 3,477 kilometers over 5 hours. In addition to the FAA's welcoming you aboard, the bulkhead divider also hosts a handful of awards LATAM has received in the last few years. Turning onto the main aisle, I get my first glimpse of a South American business class on a narrow body. Similar to business class products on inter-European flights, the entirety of the cabin is in a 3-3 configuration with the middle seats being blocked in the first 3 rows. Although I did not personally test them, the pillow and blanket set atop these seats appears to be a bit more substantial than those in economy. After the business cabin are 2 rows of LATAM Plus seats that host a bit extra legroom, followed by the remainder of the cabin. I snagged the exit row seat. If you understood my seat partner, he brought up the major downside of the exit row seats by reminding me not to store bags under the seat in front of me. That wasn't a big deal in this flight, as I was hoping to sleep and could take advantage of the legroom. There is substantial leg and knee space for someone of my size at 6 feet 4 inches. I've been wondering for probably 10 years, why do new and refurbished aircraft continue to carry no smoking signs? This is the first aircraft I have been on that replaced the no smoking sign with a no large electronic device sign. The boarding process was surprisingly smooth given the time of day. Soon enough, the doors were closed, and we were pushed back for an on-time departure. Enjoyed the startup of the CFM engines on this 7-year-old A320. As we taxied from Terminal 3 to the opposite end of the airport, we passed Terminals 2 and 1 before taking off on runway 9 left.
Tripulação, estamos próximos.
After turning west towards Peru, our cruising altitudes were 32, 36, and 34,000 feet before we made our descent into Lima. Given the lack of scenery to stare at outside, I tried to get some sleep. About 2 hours into the flight, Mother Nature called, and I tested out the lab. It's basic with everything that you would expect. It's well stocked, clean, and the soap was actually very nice.
Alright, well, I doubt that you can see me, but the camera is on, and we're mid-flight. Decided to check out the lab. There is no ambient lighting, zero. The only lighting is from the strobes on the wingtips and the blue LEDs from the USB charging ports.
The whining of the engine, seemingly complaining of the frigid air, accompanied a beautiful sunrise as we passed over the Andes. Somewhere out there to the east is Nevada Azongate, which stands at almost 21,000 feet. These videos don't capture the actual beauty witnessed firsthand, but hopefully you can appreciate some of what I saw at 34,000 feet. That may look like a shoreline, but it's actually a cloud layer.
Tripulação, 10.000 pés, preparar para o pouso.
As we descended below the clouds, the Peruvian coastal landscape began to appear. Welcome to Jorge Chávez International Airport, serving the Lima metropolitan area. With around 200 scheduled daily flights, Lima acts as the busiest airport in Peru and connects passengers via direct flights to several Central and South American countries, the USA, as well as Spain, France, and the Netherlands. The airport here is a bit outdated, but about a dozen cranes and skeletons of buildings suggest there is work to fix that. In fact, a new terminal at the airport is expected to be ready by January 2025. Overall, there wasn't much to this flight. With no in-flight service provided during the flight, it's difficult to provide a review on in-flight options, though it was an awfully early departure. From the few interactions I did have with FAs, they were friendly and professional. The seat was comfortable, given I had the extra legroom in the exit row, though the proximity to the emergency exit does mean the seat's microenvironment is a bit chillier than the rest of the cabin. I appreciated the pillow and blanket provided, something that used to be standard in the States. I also made use of my Atmo 2 Pro on this flight and was pleased with the overall air quality. As one would expect, the air was quite dry, dropping to just under 10% as we reached cruising altitude. However, the cleanliness of the air, as determined by the number of airborne particles, was excellent. I will need to return to South America to try out a flight operating at a more standard time of the day for passenger travel to get a better idea of how LATAM's product stands up to the competition. But until then, thanks for watching. See ya.